Hello, join quickly. Okay, what was discussed in the last class? Hello, before the remaining people join, you mute your mics. Unless you mute your mics, it is, of course, a little bit confusing to all. Otherwise, I will mute. Okay, what was discussed in the last class? Response. Otherwise,
Sir, in last class we discussed about thermometric property, about mercury, how
right? Okay, continue.
by calculating the centigrades and the kelvins by using formula freezing point and boiling point,
Right, right,
Fahrenheit,
right.
etc.
Etc. So establishing correlations between different scales of temperature, Fahrenheit, centigrade, and centigrade to Kelvin, like that. And how many references will you establish? Only one reference or two references?
Do sir,
What are they?
freezing point and yeah, heating point, sir.
Freezing point and
Boil-
boiling point. You should
yes,
say
sir, boiling
boiling
point.
point. Okay, good. And that is about temperature. And before we enter into first law of thermodynamics, let us discuss with pressure also, pressure measurement also, because you are feeling some difficulty with pressure. Therefore, pressure is, of course, we had studied in the earlier classes. However, we recollect the pressure measurement also using manometers, which we had already studied in the previous. What is this PV is equal to MRT? You learned this. This is a perfect gas equation or ideal gas equation, and where R is gas constant. What is gas constant for air? These fundamentals have to be recollected, and however, in the problems you will be given these values. Still, these fundamentals are to be recollected, and there is a correlation between universal gas constant and gas constant of a particular gas. Can you recollect the correlation? Anybody? The relation between universal gas constant R bar and gas constant R for any gas. Why this has been considered? All these are very really required fundamentals in going through first law of thermodynamics. Unless you are, we are familiar with these simple things, we should not enter into first law, second law, like that. And of course, we had already studied these very fundamentals, but still we have to recollect. I repeat, we have to recollect or recall whatever you can say. And I repeat, what is the relation between the gas constant R and universal gas constant R bar. Can any of you respond? No? Okay. If you take that much time, I have to tell. Okay. Gas constant for any gas R is equal to universal gas constant R bar by molecular weight of that particular gas, molecular weight of that particular gas. In that way, gas constant of R of capital R of any gas can be found. R bar, the universal gas constant, 8.31 kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin, and molecular weight kg mole per kg, like that. Like that, R can be measured. And the universal the gas constant for air, you have to recollect. What is gas constant for air? In the year also, first year engineering also, you should have dealt with in physics. Can you recall gas constant for air? See, though these equations PV is equal to MRT and P small v equal to RT are looking very simple, the behind fundamentals are to be kept in mind. That's why I considered these very fundamentals before entering into first law of thermodynamics. Okay, gas constant for air. And you see your books and at least recall and tell me R value. Capital R for air, gas constant for air.
Sir, R capital R is equal to 8.314.
8.314 is R bar, not capital R. It is R bar. What you are saying is universal gas constant value. Okay, you are of course good at recollecting. Still, you have to put a little bit more effort than what you are, of course, telling. And of course, because we are not in a classroom, that is face-to-face teaching, you have a flexibility of answering these very simple things by looking into books also. Of course, it is allowed in the classrooms also, of course. Okay, tell me after some time. Okay, PV is equal to P capital V is equal to MRT. What is P? Pressure. Pressure in Newton per meter square. Capital V, volume in meter cube, and small m, mass of the gas in kg. Capital R, gas constant in joule per kg Kelvin, and T, absolute temperature. Absolute temperature. That's why I have taken this very fundamental ideal gas equation or perfect gas equation to recollect the units, either the units of each and every parameter in this equation, either. So capital T is in absolute units, Kelvin, and of course P small v is equal to RT can be written by from the formula small v, specific volume equal to absolute volume, that is meter cube, and mass of the gas kg, meter cube per kg, specific volume. And this is applied, of course, for a perfect gas, or of course there is no perfect gas in general, but to the extent possible, where the pressure is the pressures are very low and at high temperatures, we apply this with little error, very little error, we apply this. So that's why recalling this perfect gas equation. And for air, for air and other gases, nitrogen, etc., we apply conveniently this equation. PV is equal to MRT or PV is equal to RT. And for whatever gas you apply, the R value for that gas has to be substituted. And I asked you the R value for air. You tell me after a little time. Okay. Now, because temperature is discussed and the scales of temperatures are discussed, let let us let us see the pressure also. Pressure while discussing constant volume gas thermometer, you felt a little difficulty in of course recollecting the very fundamentals. How is pressure defined? I'm going to the previous slide in order to hide the pressure slide. How is pressure defined? Normally, you earlier responded to this. How is the pressure of a gas defined? Very simple thing, but don't hesitate to answer. Don't even even you are feeling that what you are going to say is wrong. Then also you tell. Nobody will scold you. Okay, you are hiding yourself. That is by doubt. By doubt, you are hiding, but you know very well. Pressure is defined as force by area. Force by area. You told this in the earlier class. Force per unit area. The pressures are exerted by gases, vapors, and liquids. And the instruments are called pressure gauges. And earlier, a U-tube manometer has been considered for measuring pressure in the case of constant volume gas thermometer. And there are two right limb and left limb called manometer taken in the earlier constant volume gas thermometer. One is open where atmospheric pressure is exerted, and when the pressure is above atmospheric pressure, it is called gauge pressure and it is positive. And why this is considered, all gauges they read pressure above atmospheric pressure only, whatever it is, whether it is a U-tube manometer or a pressure gauge or any gauge, vacuum gauge, whatever it is, all these gauges they measure pressure either above atmospheric pressure or below atmospheric pressure. I changed my previous sentence. Why? Because there may be positive pressure gauges or negative pressure gauges. That is vacuum gauges. That's why. That's why the pressures, whatever we see in practice, they measure pressure either above atmospheric pressure or below atmospheric pressure. So if they measure above atmospheric pressure, they are called positive pressure gauges. And if they measure below atmospheric pressure, it is called negative pressure or vacuum pressure, and it is gauge pressure. And this can be better understood by a simple diagram. We will go for the diagram a little bit after one or two slides. And what is the atmospheric pressure in mm of mercury? You have to respond quickly, to the point, quickly. What is the atmospheric pressure in mm of mercury? In millimeter of mercury, what is the atmospheric pressure? or centimeter of mercury or meter of mercury? Okay. What do we mean by the atmospheric pressure? For example, if you consider a glass shoe which has a bulb, and the bulb is connected to a vertical, a narrow glass tube, and then the mercury will rise if suppose the vertical glass limb is open to the atmosphere. The mercury will rise into the vertical glass tube to a certain height. What is that height? Then it is opened at the top. That is what we mean by atmospheric pressure in either mm of mercury or centimeter of mercury or meter of mercury. What is that value? All these are learned in our very basic classes, maybe before 10th class. And you are, of course, showing inertia, but all of you know. Number 3.
Sir,
What is the atmospheric pressure in mm of mercury or centimeter of mercury? You know, but I think you are a little bit inert. You know, definitely. If I answer, definitely you feel that yes, I know it, and I did not say. Okay, recall. Okay, see, if you are feeling that what you are going to tell is wrong, then also you tell. Nobody will stop you. So that's why I have taken this pressure also before entering into the first law of thermodynamics. And all these are basics which may be considered, of course, beyond syllabus, but learned concepts which we all of we had studied this in very preliminary stage. Okay. Okay. The atmospheric pressure in terms of mm of mercury is 760 mm of mercury. 760. Okay, studied this earlier. Yes or no? 760 mm of mercury.
yes, sir. Sir.
No, studied. All these are studied. Or 76 centimeter of mercury. That means when the glass bulb filled with mercury, and when it is connected to a narrow cross section glass tube, like a thermometer, for example, thermometer, and when it is opened at the top, the narrow glass tube is opened at the top, you will see a reading of 760 mm or 76 centimeter of mercury, and that is what atmospheric pressure. That is what atmospheric pressure. And there are two scales like temperature we studied earlier in pressure scale also, absolute pressure scale and gauge pressure scale. Absolute pressure scale, and with reference to absolute zero pressure, if we measure the pressure exerted by a gas or liquid, then it is called absolute pressure. And with reference to atmospheric pressure, if you measure the pressure, then it is called gauge pressure. And I said the gauge pressure may be either positive pressure or negative pressure. Now tell me, what is the pressure recorded by a YouTube manometer? Gauge pressure or absolute pressure? Or what is the pressure recorded by a pressure gauge? Gauge pressure or absolute pressure? Okay, remember that all the gauges means all the pressure measuring instruments. All the pressure measuring instruments, whether it is a manometer or pressure gauge or something else, resistance pressure gauge or whatever it is, spring type pressure gauge, whatever it is, all these gauges, they give pressure reading in gauge pressure. All these gauges, whatever they give the reading, it is all gauge pressure. Gauge pressure. Now, what is that? You see before that, you see this diagram. This is what do we mean by gauge pressure and absolute pressure. See, there are two references I said, and this side, of course, this is a pressure on y-axis. And now, if this is taken as atmospheric pressure, and which is 760 mm of mercury, and this is the bottommost horizontal line is zero pressure. That means 0 mm of mercury. Of course, attaining this absolute zero pressure by any means is impossible. By any means is impossible. And this has to be remembered in your minds. This is just reference, that is 0 mm of mercury. Attaining this 0 mm of mercury or absolute zero pressure is impossible by any means. That means somebody said earlier that when asked about vacuum pressure, somebody said, sir, what is somebody answered the vacuum pressure in one way. You answer again, what do you mean by vacuum? Number 3, I think. Every time you are answering, what do you mean by vacuum?
Sir, vacuum means no air, sir.
That is, of course, no air. No air. So it is, see, this is atmospheric pressure. Suppose, as you said, if the air at the atmospheric pressure, there will be definitely air, atmospheric air at atmospheric pressure inside a certain box, for example. A certain vessel is, of course, having air at atmospheric pressure. As you said, there will be air. And if the air is removed by vacuum pump, that means the air is sent out from that container or vessel. As you said, the air starts moving out, and it is not possible to attain zero pressure. But still, we can attain below atmospheric pressure to certain extent. To certain extent, we will attain by sending the atmospheric air outside and by running a vacuum by some means, that is a vacuum pump or something else, a compressor or something else. And of course, those how we attain a vacuum we will come across in the later stages, of course, and we will attain this much pressure or below this much pressure or below this much pressure. And earlier, while attempting triple point, I said the triple point pressure is below atmospheric pressure. 611 Newton per meter square or something else we discussed. And what is atmospheric pressure? We will now slowly come into that point earlier. So this is atmospheric pressure, which is 101,325 Newton per meter square. We will calculate by certain formula now in the coming in few minutes. Okay. Now this is absolute zero, and this is assigned the value of 0 mm of mercury, and this atmospheric pressure is assigned or in mm of mercury it is 760 mm of mercury, 760 mm of mercury, and this is 0 mm, like this. This is zero, absolute zero pressure. And suppose in a certain vessel, the pressure is somewhere here, and the gauge is giving the pressure somewhere here, this point. And that gauge records this much pressure only. This much pressure means above which pressure I am showing?
Positive gauge pressure.
Very good, positive gauge pressure. And this positive gauge pressure is measured by that gauge with reference to which pressure?
Reference to negative gauge pressure.
With reference to atmospheric pressure. The solid line represents atmospheric pressure.
Reference to sir. Reference to
Atmospheric pressure. There are like we did in the case of temperature, as you said, freezing point 0 and boiling point 2 references. Here also for pressure also there are 2 references. I repeat, one is atmospheric pressure, this solid line, and second one is absolute zero pressure, this line, this bottommost line. This means there is absolute zero pressure. That means there is absolutely no air molecules, as you said. And attaining that pressure in a certain vessel by any means is impossible. That is very impossible. And but we have taken this as a reference. Similarly, in Kelvin scale also we define 0 Kelvin, and with reference to that 0 Kelvin meeting 0 Kelvin is highly impossible. Like that, this also it is highly impossible. It is highly of course we need not call it as highly. It is impossible to attain absolute zero pressure. It is impossible to attain absolute 0 Kelvin or 0 Kelvin. Like that, these are defined which are not possible to attain. 0 absolute pressure or 0 mm of mercury. There are 2 references. The gauges read the pressure above atmospheric pressure or with reference to atmospheric temperature. For example, a gauge records, say, for example, 2 bar. It means that it is atmospheric pressure plus 2 bar. That means the absolute pressure given by the gauge is this vertical length, which is atmospheric pressure, that is 760 mm of mercury, plus this side. And this side is given by the length of this value is given by the gauges, whether it is manometer or earlier in while discussing constant volume gas thermometer, the difference in mercury levels, which is capital H, small h, is this value, and this is absolute pressure value. And in PV is equal to RT or MRT, which we discussed earlier, we have to there also we have to substitute absolute pressure value, not gauge pressure. We have to substitute here absolute pressure value. And similarly, here also, T should be in absolute units or Kelvin. Absolute units are Kelvin. If a certain gas is at, say, 10 degrees centigrade, we have to use T value 10 plus 273.15, like that. If a certain gas is giving, for example, 20 Newton per meter square value, it has to be added to atmospheric pressure. That means, see here, P absolute equal to P atmosphere plus P gauge. This value will be given by the gauge or whatever meter which is used for pressure measurement, whether it is manometer or a pressure gauge or something else. So this is the value given by those manometers or gauges, and it should be added to atmospheric pressure. And all the gauges they read atmospheric pressure as 0. For example, you take a circle as gauge, pressure gauge, and the 0 value, if the arrow is, when it is, the tube is not put in a gas or liquid, then initially the arrow mark or pointer, it will be at 0. It will be at 0. That means that is atmospheric pressure shown by all the gauges is 0. All the gauges, they read atmospheric pressure or they show atmospheric pressure as 0. That means they will measure atmospheric pressure, or they show atmospheric pressure as 0. And if the pointer moves in clockwise direction, that is above atmospheric pressure, then they are positive gauges. And if the pointer moves anti-clockwise, that is like this, anti-clockwise, the pressure is vacuum pressure. Now you see, vacuum pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. Atmospheric pressure, that is in the gauges, it is 0 minus the reading shown by the pressure gauge, say minus 10, like that. The gauge reads, suppose if it is vacuum, it is minus 10, like that, minus 8, like that. The pointer moves in the anti-clockwise direction. And as you said, vacuum is defined as the absence of pressure. Absolute vacuum cannot be attained. A perfect vacuum is obtained when absolute pressure is 0. At this instant, molecular momentum is 0. But attaining this perfect vacuum is impossible by any means. What do you mean by perfect vacuum? And you have to remember that a perfect vacuum is that where absolute pressure is 0. That means here that is this value. This is what perfect vacuum means. This underline, this is bottommost line. Bottommost line is perfect vacuum line or absolute 0 pressure. And perfect vacuum means if the absolute pressure is 0. Absolute pressure is 0. And this is a positive gauge reading. Absolute pressure given by a positive pressure gauge. That is atmospheric pressure, this length. For example, say this is L atmosphere, which is 760 mm of mercury. And this length is the length given by, or the reading given by, the positive pressure gauge. And if the gauge records negative pressure, it will show this length only, below atmospheric pressure. Below atmospheric pressure, they record. And if suppose this length is minus 8, and the pointer moves in the anti-clockwise direction and stops at minus 8. And from 0 onwards, there will be minus 1, minus 2, like that, minus 3, like that. As the pointer moves slowly in the anti-clockwise direction from 0, -1, -2, -3, and so on, minus 8, like that, minus like that. And attaining, of course, below 4.8 or something else is not possible. Is not possible. You will come across that point in the later stages. That is not required here. Not even absolute zero pressure. Attaining pressure below 4.8 or 4 point something, below that value we cannot go below that. Why we cannot attain, we cannot go below that? We will learn in the later stages. And now, what do you mean by absolute pressure shown by a positive gauge? One of you answer. If a positive gauge is giving, say, 40 mm of mercury, 40 mm of mercury, what is its absolute pressure? What is the absolute pressure given by that gauge? Taking atmospheric pressure as 760 mm of mercury. Okay, I repeat, taking atmospheric pressure as 760 mm of mercury, and if suppose a pressure gauge is giving plus 40 mm of mercury, plus 40, or yes, if it is a positive gauge, if it is giving 40 mm, what is absolute value of pressure, or what value will you substitute in the equation PV is equal to mRT, or P small v equal to RT? (760) is atmospheric pressure, 40 is the gauge reading, plus 40. What is absolute value? These are to be known. These are very fundamentals. Is it 760 plus 40 or 760 minus 40?
Sir, 760 plus 40, sir.
No, 760 plus 40, because it is showing a plus 40. So the absolute value then is 760 plus 40. So it is 800. And converting this mm of mercury into Newton per meter square, we will show by some formula in the YouTube manometer, and using some equation. Say for example, you take 760 mm of mercury, and the formula used is rho GH, that is density of the fluid that is measuring. For example, what is the specific gravity of mercury? Okay, at this point, we in the earlier classes discussed that the weight of mercury is heavier than water. Okay, I am giving a clue. In that way, what is the specific gravity of mercury? What is specific gravity of water? What is density of water?
Sir, 1.
Specific gravity of water is 1. What is density of water? Density of water. Somebody is right.
999, sir.
Not 9999, it is 1000. Somebody is writing number 39. 1000. 1000 kg per meter cube. 1000 kg per
kg
meter.
per meter.
And what is, as you said, specific gravity of water is 1. What in the same way, what is the specific gravity of mercury? More than water or less than water?
More than
Okay, very good. More than water. What is its value then? Its value is 13.6.
13 points.
13.6. Now, the density of mercury is calculated by specific gravity 13.6 into 1000. 1000 is density of water. That means the mercury is 13.6 times heavier than water. So, in the formula, P is equal to rho g into H, or rho g is specific weight into H, that is height against atmospheric air. So the height raised against atmosphere is 760 mm or 0.76 meter. Now you calculate by the formula, that is the specific that is density of mercury is 13.6 multiplied by 1000. That is density of mercury multiplied by G value 9.81 multiplied by height 0.76. The 760 millimeter of mercury is 0.76 meter of mercury. Now using that rho GH formula, you calculate the atmospheric pressure value in Newton per meter square. I repeat, the formula for pressure is rho multiplied by G multiplied by H, where rho is density of the fluid with which we are measuring pressure. Say, for example, if it is mercury, we have to use in rho GH formula the density of mercury, which is 13.6 multiplied by 1000. That is rho value of mercury. And G value is of course 9.81 wherever you conduct on earth. And H value, the height raised by that particular fluid against atmosphere. Why I am saying against atmosphere? The bulb when connected to vertical glass column, it should be open to the atmosphere, and therefore it is the will be 0.76 meter or 760 mm of mercury. Now, okay, tell me what is rho GH value? That is rho is 13.6 multiplied by 1000. That is rho value of mercury. G 9.81, H is 0.76. 760 mm is 0.76 meter. And you multiply and give the value of pressure. Pressure will be Newton per meter square then. Quick, you use calculator every time, you be with calculator. Okay, calculated, or do you want a repetition?
Sir,
Pressure is calculated by the formula rho GH. Rho G is specific weight of fluid. The fluid here is mercury. And even water can also be used. How with water we measure? We measure. We will see later in the later stage. In the rho GH formula, we are substituting rho value of mercury, that is 13.6 multiplied by 1000. 13.6 multiplied by 1000, you calculate, then after rho is over, multiply by G 9.81, and after that is over, multiply by H, height of mercury 0.76 or 760 by 1000.
I will get
Uh,
one 1,01,292.8, sir.
You see here, that is what written. 1,01,900. How much?
292, sir. Point
Almost,
8.
almost this much. Say almost. See, if you multiply by 10 power 5, it is 1 lakh 1,390. And how much you are saying?
1,001. 1,01,292.8, sir.
Like this, almost this much. Almost this much. And this is given in bars, of course, which is divided by 1 lakh or 10 power 5. This much, almost this much. That is what atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure in Newton per meter square is calculated with that. And keeping that value, now you calculate the height of equivalent water column. That is, if you equate that value to, that is rho GH, when suppose if water column is used, that is density of water is 1000, G is 9.81. Now find out the equivalent height raised by water. You got now 1,100, some 1,000, 1 lakh 1,390 something. Okay. Equate that to, this is just to know to how much height the water will rise against atmosphere, or what equivalent column of water will be taken as atmospheric pressure. అంటే మెర్క్యూరీ అయితే 0.76 మీటర్ అంటున్నాం, ఆర్ 760 మిల్లీమీటర్ అంటున్నాం. అదే వాటర్ అయితే ఎంత అనాలి అనేది తెలుసుకోవాలంటే ఈక్వేట్ దట్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ప్రెషర్ టు రో డెన్సిటీ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ 1000, అగైన్ G 9.81 multiplied by height of water, and you find that height of water, that is the value now found divided by rho G. Rho is 1000, which is density of water. G is 9.81. Now then you will get the equivalent height of water, which can be represented by atmospheric pressure. What is its value?
That 1 lakh divided by 1,000 into 9.8. That
9.81. How much is it?
Sir, 10.336.
Very good, very good. So that is, that much height of water column will represent atmospheric pressure, 10.33 meter. That means, see here, only 0.76 meter of mercury column, which is a very low value, will give atmospheric pressure, mercury. And whereas if water is used, it has to raise up to 10.33 meter of water, a very high value. That means if suppose you are if you try to use water, that much column of that much height of glass tube cannot be constructed, cannot be handled. That is why the importance of mercury in pressure measurement. See, that means high pressures also can be represented with using mercury by lower heights of the order of 0.76 meter. Whereas if you use water, as you said, it has to, a column of 10.33 meter is required. 10.33 meter is required. Right? 10.33 meter means how much? If suppose if you are residing in your rooms, the height of room is hardly less than 1 meter. That means almost 10 to 11 floors are required. You imagine 10 to 11 floors of a building, it will be 10.33 meter approximately, right?
Yes, sir.
That much height of glass tube is required if water is used, which is a complicated one. That is why the importance of mercury in pressure measurement. The importance of mercury in pressure measurement. Only with a little height, the pressures can be represented. With very little heights, 0.76 meter means it can be constructed. It can be constructed. See, we can show it by our hand. ఒక మూర అంటుంది చూడండి, అంత ఉంటుంది, like that. Understand?
Yes, sir. Understand.
Like that. ఇది మనకి ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ లో అడుగుతుంటాడు, అండ్ దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ అటెంప్టింగ్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ మెర్క్యూరీ ఇన్ ప్రెషర్ మెజర్మెంట్? చెప్పండి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ మెర్క్యూరీ ఇన్ ప్రెషర్ మెజర్మెంట్?
It supposes a liquid column of stated height, sir.
A liquid column of
Stated height.
smallest heights. With smallest heights,
Smallest height.
mercury can be raised. Even high pressures can also be measured by mercury with smallest heights, like that. With smallest heights, which can be with which we can construct glass tubes with smallest heights if mercury is used. A high density fluid, like that. Higher pressures can also be measured very conveniently using glass tubes and using mercury used in glass tubes. Okay, I think time is over. We will stop at this point. Other teacher may enter. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.